Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ASUS ROG Winter 2015 CSGO Tournament. We are about to get back into our first match of the day. It's still the first match, guys, and we're going to hop straight back into it, actually. And I believe the score, where we left off, it was the end of the round. One guy from PENTA was saving, and they were able to make it through. Apparently, that's where it cut off. So we're right now with a score of 10-9 in favor of HellRaisers.
So good stuff. Unfortunate that we had that break, but hopefully now if everything is sorted out, we should be good to go. Can you hear Nicholas in your ears as well?
Yeah, I can still hear everything right now. So it's actually kind of distracting with the.
All
but
right,
you know,
we'll figure that out.
We're professionals, Anders, right? We can manage.
Yeah, talking while listening, it's almost too much to handle, isn't it?
Like now I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I hear you through the PA.
Oh, well. We should be going to the game in just any second now, and the fact that the HellRaisers got to keep that round, I think, is really, really good, because that would have been, absurd. And I would have been shocked as well if PENTA had tried to protest that, and obviously they didn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, good sportsmanship to them as well, not trying to throw like a wrench in anything. And I mean, I don't think they're under a lot of pressure either, PENTA. They're still doing just fine. No, even PENTA losing that round.
No, I was talking to Strux outside during the break, actually, and he's just fine. He's like, okay, they just need to listen to me. Because apparently in the 15th round, it wasn't a confidence issue or them letting off anything. Apparently it was just miscommunication on the team. So as simple as that, right? One wrong call can lead to anything, just happening. Basically your team winding up from a position where they can actually take the round to everything falling apart. So as far as that's concerned, though, PENTA still very much in this game. Strux still very confident. He didn't seem phased at all out there. He was just skipping because they know that they're still so close. They need a couple of key rounds here, and they can wrap up this first game and get into that winner match of Group A. Yeah.
Just gotta not give up too many entry frags, and they're good to go.
Look out for Doja, man, with that deagle.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. But I mean, it was only the one kill, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that was pretty slick though. The double taps, like dap dap.
Yeah, that is, I don't know. That's not how most people use the deagle.
Well, that's the thing, man. The deagle now. I mean, you know who I know was cringing during that shot?
Who?
Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Because he thinks that the deagle is like the most OP thing in the universe. He's just like, nope. Nerf it into the ground. It needs to die in a fire. And you see that sort of thing right there would put Ben over the edge.
I'm pretty sure that Ben's attention has been distracted by the Tech 9 at least. So like he can relax on the deagle front just a little bit. But yeah, it's
it isn't one thing.
I actually think the deagle is like one of the few pistols right now that I wouldn't like change too much if I had the choice to. I feel like the deagle's like in a pretty tight, nice spot right now. Like, not everyone can use it, but if you get good at it, it actually is, like, really good weapons.
No doubt, no doubt. Doja in particular, like, he's always kind of been one of those guys who favors the deagle, so I'm glad to see him sticking with it and getting results with it. So, as far as we're concerned with the match, guys, I was pretty sure that we were going to hop right back into it, so it should be happening any second. Apparently, everything has been sorted out as far as the E-bot is concerned, and so the map, everything should be updated and ready to go.
Well, what we should introduce, in case someone's new and joining and wondering what's going on here, I mean, the big thing is that, as far as we know, PENTA got to save one M4.
As far as we know, they should have been able to save one M4, and apparently they had enough money to buy two players as well. So they would have had 4 rifles. So as far as Strux was concerned, he's like, well, we're just fine. Okay, we lost that round, but we can still make another round here out of this, what we have left.
And that was going to be the next big thing, isn't it? Like, were they going to have the money to buy or not? And that's what matters here.
Oh, I was just like, are you going to go CZ? And he was like, well, we should have the money to be able to take care of this. And I was like, okay then. So Strux, they're not concerned. Didn't run into any of the HellRaisers guys, unfortunately, so I couldn't get their opinion on it. But on the situation. But as far as Strux is concerned with PENTA, they're feeling really good, and they're also feeling pretty good about like where they are with the team right now and their preparation going into this tournament. So,
I mean, recently we have actually seen some teams make some pretty weird comebacks on Inferno T side. I think Dignitas against LDLC for MLG. They ended up winning like a bunch of rounds T side, like way more than they should have, in my opinion.
Potentially.
And ended up like winning their map. So. The game overall is getting more and more CT-sided, but it feels like sometimes you can still work some magic if you know what you're doing.
Well, it's still the margins for error are so slim, right?
Yeah.
Because a map like Inferno as well, it's such a well-known map on both sides. But CT side, we've always said, Inferno, it can be incredibly CT-sided if your communication and your game sense as far as a team is concerned is on point. If everybody knows what they need to do in every given situation and what the next step in the plan is, this guy's going to be covering this angle and all these sorts of things that make great CT play. If you're off even by half a second, and we were just talking about this the other night on Inferno as well, if you're off with your nade timings just half a second, your whole defense can just crumble right there. And T-side teams are now so good at Inferno, if they get that opening, they will just start chaining rounds together. So
and people have started
across all the maps.
People actually started playing Inferno very differently as well. It used to be that the setup was sort of very, very similar across all teams, but there are a couple of teams out there that, I mean, Virtus Pro, who should be playing Vulgaire at some point here for their first game. I'm not quite sure if they've got it live yet, but they should be trying to do that as well. Virtus Pro is a team on the CT side that when they play Inferno, they just kind of let Neo hold the B bomb side. Like they're so confident in Neo holding B that they can let the rest of the team do a lot of other things, and that's interesting. And not all teams have that one player they can just do that with. So I don't know. I think Inferno, like, it's sort of gone from being like a map that we saw way too much to now I kind of like I'm back and enjoying it again because it's, you know,
it's refreshed a little bit, but that's the cycle, right? You know, it seems like it'll get stale until a team starts figuring out how to counter, you know, the old like Copenhagen Wolves Dignitas smoke, right? Bottom banana, and then they just like sit there, and it was every round just throwing that smoke at bottom banana and just having 3 guys there, then 1 guy there, and moving 4 guys to A, and every single time Titan as well, right? Existence would sit there with the P90, you know, things like this. Which actually makes me really excited that Titan are in this tournament right now. That's something to mention. RPK, how are Titan going to play?
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But I mean, the thing is now, though, people tend not to smoke bottom of banana so much anymore. They smoke by the car instead.
They hold the top of banana now instead. They'll go for the pre-nades. They'll go for some flambe if they want. But in general, it's holding car, holding the top, and making sure that sandbags is protected. So this is like just all these maps, man. Every single map. It may be the same map in the pool, but every single time you watch it, there's going to be things that are just different that get adjusted. And the room for error between all these teams now is so slim. It makes it such a pleasure to watch. But we should be back within, what did he say?
Couple of minutes, I think.
Couple of minutes, okay.
It's going to be a slight delay again here, but I mean, eBot, I think it's working now. It's just a question of getting everyone on the server and getting people readied up. And yeah, so we should be good to go. Big thanks, of course, to ASUS for putting all this together and helping sponsor the event. Really cool stuff. It's, yeah, go and follow them on Twitter if you haven't already. The link is in the chat, guys, on Twitch, so go and check that out right there. Should be a couple of people linking to the Twitter for it, so don't forget about that.
I believe it's like ROG tournament, ROG tournament.
At ROG tournament, so pretty easy.
Yeah, that's the place to be. And again, it's just it's sick to see the evolution as well, because just this summer, I mean, there's been CS here at ASUS ROG, but for the longest time, it hasn't really been like the prime thing. A lot of it has been StarCraft, Hearthstone. But then we just did the DreamHack Summer, and that was such a huge success. So many fans tuning in right here, like coming to watch, you know, 3D Max at the time play, or, you know, that 3D Max at the time. There was just such a turnout, and now it's even bigger, and it's already full. The entire place is full, packed just to watch some CS. So it's a great feel here in Finland. It's awesome to be a part of it. But now let's go ahead and get into this match. It is the first map of this tournament, and it is the second half. Penta currently trailing by 1 round behind HellRaisers, who have 10. And it looks like they were able to get that bye after all.
Yeah. And is that really true? Because if it's 2-1, it should be 9-9 right now, right?
If it's, well, HellRaisers ended with 8.
Yeah, and now they have 1 more. And then I think it's 9-9.
So is it 9-9? Oh, it is 9-9. Okay, we're good.
It should be 9-9.
I think I messed around actually with who had the 8 round at the end.
It's all right. It's right. It's been a little bit of a break as well. 9-9 is the official score here. And yes, you're right. Penta did actually end up buying, even though Speedy, you can tell, can't quite afford anything. In fact, he has a USPS, which is a little bit disappointing. But at least he's got a smoke grenade, so he kind of, you know, probably choose a smoke over having a better pistol. That can actually be useful. So definitely a bit of a sacrifice on him personally. A little bit of noise being made up at mid, and also in apartments, that opening kill on Crystal is going to be big. This could definitely be HellRaisers' chance to get right back into it. If we bring up the scoreboard really quickly, I'm wondering, yeah, so look at the money on Penta here. If they lose this round, they'll be full ecoing. So this is a chance for HellRaisers not just to take the round lead, but actually extend it with 2 almost in 1 round.
Exactly right. It's a big opportunity, and they already have the Molotovs. This is going to be a straight-up B-take here for HellRaisers. Defense is already set. Strug's taking the peek, spots them coming through. Does not decide to hang around and take that fight, though, trying to play it safe. He's still got his teammate alive as well, but they both get caught out in the open. Doja and Coach are both big frags. And now it's only going to be Spitty here rotating in, but it's a 2-on-4 retake scenario. It's just not looking good here for Penta.
No, and HellRaisers actually still have 1 guy, that's Adrian over here. And somehow he walks in on next just as he turns around. The timing could not possibly be worse for the German player. And that's really, really big, because that means there's going to be no saving this time around. Speedy, the only one left. He started with just a pistol, but he's obviously stolen a rifle in between. And yeah, if he can get away with it, that's somewhat good news, but it's just still not cool. And Adrian's position over at second mid, like where he was, is so cool because it serves so many functions. it's obviously great that he could pick off next, but let's say Penta had wanted to fight for the retake and they tried to put some people down banana, then he would have been able to, first of all, count them and maybe pick a couple of them off, or even just walk up behind them during the retake. That's like, it works in so many ways, so it's well worth leaving one guy behind if you're feeling confident that you can take the bomb site, and they did easily.
No, this is some very solid work coming out from HellRaisers. I mean, they were looking shaky in the first half when Penta were able to take 7 rounds on their T side. But HellRaisers showing that they're quite capable as well. Kucher with the AWP now. But this is going to be that eco round now. Spitty's the only guy who has an M4, and that's because he was able to save it last round. The rest of his teammates, they're held back to pistols. Nice nade combo, and Angel with the double spray. And once again, Struggs and Dennis dropped, and the B side is wide open here for HellRaisers. Crystal's just going to be too late. He's got the flash to try and slow them down. He's going to go for that existence run through the smoke, but Doja is waiting, and he gets the job done.
Certainly a brave move by Crystal, but they were just a little bit too careful, which is actually interesting. I mean, HellRaisers would have been the sort of team not too long ago that would have been really, really close and could have potentially made a mistake, but this time they seem to play it really carefully and not give anything up to chance here. Angel picking up the second kill of the round for himself. And that's going to be now that 2-round lead we were talking about. And the second round even was really, really fast. No hesitation at all.
No, they aren't messing around right now. This break has certainly helped to allow HellRaisers to get back into this game mentally as well, just because of how much pressure they were under coming out of that first half. Remember how somber they looked. You know, they just did not look to be like they were in a good place at all. But this long break has really allowed for HellRaisers to start getting their feel back for this. And just look at how things are going now. Penta, looks like we may have another pause coming in, actually, slowing things down here. But Penta also not grinning quite as much as they were towards the end of the first half. I think they're the ones who are now feeling a little pressured here. They're going to have to come back big once they can save up some money for a rifle.
So a bit of a pause was asked for by one of the teams here, and they obviously have that right in case something is you know, could be going wrong. It could be something as simple as someone's mouse just, you know, a bit of a, you know, hair or something stuck in the mouse. You gotta take care of that stuff before you continue playing. So that's all right, and we seem to be resumed pretty quickly, so no issue this time around. We're in the 6th round here, second half of this best-of-1 game. It's the first match of this group, and it will decide quite a bit. You only get to have 2 losses, and you're going to be out of the tournament here at the group stage. 2 wins, and you make it through. It's also sometimes referred to as the GSL-type group format, so fair enough. And we're quickly back into a pause.
I forget if it's Nex or Strux. I think that was Strux, who has his M4 called Miley Cyrix. This is like the skin. Yeah. All right, but yeah, a bit of a pause coming in now. Not sure what this one is about. Hopefully we'll get an update soon here to keep you guys in the loop. But again, we have a bit of a pause. This isn't going to help things. I mean, these teams right now, it's all about momentum. It's about maintaining momentum for your team as well. The fact that you constantly have to pause, it's just like running over speed bumps going 50 miles an hour. It's not going to be a fun experience. You have to then try and like swerve around and get control of the car back, Anderson. Then it's horrible, man. Fire everywhere.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like a slow climb back into the game for Penta if they can make it, because the first sort of step, the first accomplishment to get back on top here is just to secure themselves enough money that even if they lose a round, they'll still be able to buy. And like I said, on the CT side, that's always going to be an important part of the game. As long as they're hovering close to the eco point, there's a chance that Penta could just win that the HellRaisers could just win an odd round and then close the game, basically. So they want to start building a good bank, and if they win 2 in a row without losing too many members, bring it back to a tied score again, they're going to be all right.
I'm wondering if Penta are going to start making adjustments though for this B site take that HellRaisers are going for. If they're going to just leave 2 guys over on the A site and have either having 2 guys holding solid on B with 1 holding very close by on Speedway, or just committing 3 guys for a lengthy period of time towards that B site to try and stop this push coming in, because they have to try and teach HellRaisers that B site, you know, it's not about the letter B today, gentlemen. It's about the pointy letter A. So go over there, right? They need to try and basically get HellRaisers to respect the defense there and stop them from going for that same take round after round. So far, HellRaisers, they found out, okay, great, we can take B. Great, we're just going to keep taking B until you stop us.
Yeah. And the setup that they had last time around with, I think it's Dennis up on the coils, and then they have 1 guy holding by new boxes, basically. It can be fun. That like it can work in a number of different ways, but I'm actually not such a big fan of it. I don't mind having like a guy up at coils, but I feel like the other guy should be towards CT spawn, or even right in the middle of yellow, as we call it, like the main entrance going in. Yeah, just sit down there, and because once they get past the smoke, it always feels like getting past the smoke is like the dangerous part when you're on the terror side. And the guy up at Coils, we saw it this time around, Speedy, I think he got flashed out so soon, like he couldn't see a thing. So then the smoke doesn't serve any purpose anymore. If you're not shooting them as they're coming through the smoke, it's kind of a little bit of a shame. But we do have the game resumed here, and we're going to have to see. Flamey taking a jump up. Crystal's holding Archway. They still, of course, they can't afford an AWP on Penta's side. And as we said, right now it's about winning rounds for them and about getting a strong economy here.
It's still a solid nade count here for Penta. We're getting past that 50-second mark now, and they still have 4 smokes, or 3 now. They just threw one there on Strugs. But this is crucial information right now for Penta. These smokes could come in handy when they try and slow down HellRaisers. Once HellRaisers try and go for the push, there's Kucher trying to give an opening. Bit of the pop flash coming out here from Crystal. Is he going to commit? No, he does not, actually. He delays. He's going for the Grandma throw instead, setting it up for Strugs. Angel dashes into Arch, and he gets shut down fast. And there is no opportunity for a refrag. This is going to hurt HellRaisers in the long run. Crystal knows that somebody's hurting around here.
Yeah, there's one more guy sneaking in through Archway. It's Flamey. He has to get a kill here for this B push to work. So obviously a bit of an attempt to fake it out. Flamey going to be running back over at the B bomb side though. It's Doja making his way in, AK in hand, running headshot nearly on Dennis. Just a quick counter strafe to stop the recoil, and then he's ready to get the headshot in. Doja keeps running in. Strux will finally put an end to it. That's a 3-on-4. It's a retake going in here. But similar, there is no defuse kit picked up on anybody on the Penta side right now. Don't know if Dennis had one, but if he didn't, this is going to end very badly for Penta. They are at the bomb site quick, but they have to go right now. Kucher going to miss a shot early on. Speedy going down afterwards there. Kucher doing work. Grenades in as well, and Crystal last man standing in. They can play this game forever. All they have to do is hide.
Yeah, Crystal has to back off at this point. That smoke is pretty much a wall. He cannot go through that. And so he's actually going to set up to try and catch them when they try and go for exits, and he is going to be able to pick up one. No? Oh, the bomb does the work for him. He doesn't even get the bonus money. Still, the guy dies. That was the whole point. Crystal getting that kill, or at least stopping that guy from living with the gear. But that is not how it was supposed to go there for Penta. They just got bottled in. The fact that they couldn't actually put anybody in through Banana, that's the problem, I think. The fact that they had to get funneled in through CT and towards that AWP that Kucher was holding. Kucher and Flamer just looking towards Flowers. Kucher and Flamey, you know, just looking towards Flowers.
Yeah.
That did it all right there for HellRaisers.
Now they're back in a very uncomfortable position here. This AK from Crystal, I mean, now would be a good time for him to go on some sort of spree. I like Max 7 here on Speedy. He had the money to go for it. Dennis seems to be burning alive somewhere, but stops. The tick stops at 4 health. No more dots. And they set the room on fire.
They did, man. And I think that's because they realized that they're getting so close. It's like a celebratory. Well, double shotty to the face! Flamey and Angel, they'd bring it back, but that was 2 big kills coming in from Spitty.
Huge return on investment from that Max 7. Really well done. Gonna go back and pick up the bomb Doja, but this is dangerous. There's actually someone coming up from middle. It's Crystal. He drops the bomb carrier. That's such a big kill. It almost looked like he knew exactly what was going on there. Dennis gonna peek out 5-7 in hand, and Crystal is just on a tear. He's gonna pick off, inspired by Speedy, to get his own double kill, and now it's all on Angel here. He's got the time. I mean, 37 seconds. He could go look for the kills. He picks off one, but it's just such a nice setup from Penta. 1-2 punch, and Strux will finish it off. And that's a Penta right back in the driver's seat. And this was HellRaisers' big chance to actually win the game. They could have got so far ahead by winning this round.
Well, right now, I mean, that's Penta still closing the gap, but HellRaisers still have a little bit of a lead. It's 12 rounds right now for HellRaisers, 10 rounds for Penta. And I'm pretty sure the math is correct that time. So, right now, HellRaisers, they are still looking good. They have enough to be able to buy as well, but that was, you're right, a huge round. To win an eco round is always excellent on CT side, and that's going to put a real dent in the HellRaisers economy as well. As we can see, a Galil on Kucher, no AWP this time. So HellRaisers are going to be under pressure here to get a bomb plant at least, if not the round.
And you really do have to run some risks when you're down in rounds like Penta were just now. I mean, Mag 7 close-up apartments alone, Crystal running down Banana. If he had been found by someone, or if Doja had made it around the corner into Abs quick enough, the bomb probably would have gone down, and they would have had a very different fight on their hands on the Penta side. But yeah, that was a really, really nice round from them. Now it's going to be with 55 seconds left. They start to grenade in towards the bomb side. They're going to try and come out of Abs really quick, but they're actually flashed up there, and they're having a hard time even getting out. So Speedy's just occupying the truck for a moment and takes one, goes for the second one, runs out of bullets, but the P250 is going to be enough. He's got 6 bullets left, and he almost does the next kill in as well, but now it's a 2v2 with Dennis and Crystal versus Angel and Doja.
Oh, that was such a big frag versus Strugs as well. Oh, but this is Dennis. He does follow up and get the kill on Angel, and Crystal finds Doja. But that first kill there by Dennis, that was going to be a big one. If he had made it out of there, if Angel had stayed alive behind that pit, that would have been such a problem there for the retake, but Penta just barely eke out the win. Way too close for comfort, though. The kill on Strugs by Doja as well, really not helping things. Penta, man, they are under pressure. Every round seems so close.
Yeah, the fact that HellRaisers keep getting that many kills and putting the bomb down suggests that definitely the terrorist side is doing something right. That puts us at a tied score for the second half, but that means overall we're at 12-11. So still a one-round lead for HellRaisers, which is somewhat good news, but they themselves are running out of money. Not that Penta have a lot, but it's really sketchy. All these rounds are so important right now, and the unscope from Crystal happens at a pretty unfortunate time.
That would have been a free frag, pretty much. Spitty gets flashed, but he's still managing to pick up a kill. Double kill for Angel, however. Crystal still in position on short. He needs to hit the right timing here. Goes for the man on balcony, and he doesn't get it done. Two-man lead now for HellRaisers walking into this A site, and this is exactly what could not happen for Penta. Allowing them to walk in pretty much, I mean, HellRaisers pretty much got onto that site for free. And the timing there as well with Crystal unscoping just as they come around the corner in mid, that would have been a free frag for him, and that would have been a totally different picture throughout the rest of the round.
Yeah. I mean, Crystal had a choice to make right then, because he could have stayed by library and tried to snipe from the back. Like, almost 100% chance he would have been smoked off, and then they would have had to try and retake 3-4 anyway. It is like a lot to throw away an AWP like that. Some of these HellRaisers members aren't going to survive.
Doja?
Whoa, they do.
Yeah.
All right. I swear sometimes the bomb does more damage when you're in that corner.
Yeah, that's what the scary thing is. And then you forget, like, wait, which side of the bomb site did we plant it on, right? Because it does more damage the closer it is, obviously. So if it's planted on the other side, all the way in the corner, you're all right. But if it's planted safe, you know, sometimes it can get a little scary.
Well, they have it all calculated, and that's obviously really, really good news. Now, 13 rounds to the 11 of Penta. So only a 2-round lead. And being on the terrorist side, that's really not a lot. But you can see Penta, they save a couple of rifles, and that's gonna spark a buy already here. Even if Nex only has a pistol armor, they feel confident. They got the boost up with Speedy here.
I'm surprised they keep going for this boost, however, seeing as how Spitty has been found out in the past. I mean, they seem to go for this boost quite a bit, Penta, right now, and that's something that HellRaisers, they're going to start checking for. The element of surprise is so crucial when you're playing for that boost. If HellRaisers figure out that you like to go for it, they should be checking that when they come around the corner. So we'll see if he stays committed to that. As we pass the minute mark now, it's starting to get into the territory where HellRaisers are going to start making a decision as to where they want to take this bomb and get the plant. And it looks like with the people gathering up towards B, this might be another banana push coming out here.
Yeah. And actually, I'm wondering where Strux is on the map right now, because he's got a Molotov. So if he's somewhere close to B, and I can't quite read the numbers, that's going to be really big. He is. So at just 35 seconds, if he puts down this Molotov at the right time, maybe a little bit early, but it could still screw up HellRaisers quite a bit. And actually, it's going to be extinguished. So now HellRaisers have a really good shot at just making it through. Dennis with the opening kill here. Strux takes 1, takes 2, and tries to jump out, but it's not even going to matter. Dennis is there to save the day for them. And that's sort of what we highlighted, and that's what I said. I think it's much better holding close to that smoke than it is holding up on the coils and inside the bomb site, because look how shut down they were. They tried to make it through, but it's so hard. This is like almost the narrowest choke point in the map if you don't count some of the doors that are in there. But it's really hard making it through like that, and Strux hit it perfectly.
That's basically Strux and Dennis coming through for their team when they needed to, because as far as the setup for Penta was concerned, the other 3 members for Penta were all the way on short A side, about as far away from a rotation as they could get. So pretty much the B side defenders were on their own. Either they got the job done or they died, and it was pretty much at round over, and those other guys on A are saving. So just a huge play. I mean, Strux continues to step up for Penta. He's going to have some sick stats at the end of this map. And he's the one calling the shots as well for Penta. That is what's really impressive about it as well.
Oh, Nex. We've been sort of highlighting the fact that Nex hasn't been playing so well, at least on the first half. He wasn't really that visible. And still Penta did really well, which is kind of scary to imagine, actually. That means you definitely need to respect this German team quite a bit, because if Nex start firing up, who knows what can happen. This looks like it's going to be an A-Tech coming out here from the HellRaisers team, unless they run a run through Arch and leave one guy abs, which you can do. That guy abs, if it ends up being a B push, the guy abs can actually still pick up a bunch of people coming out of pit, so we'll have to see. Flashbang in off the roof here. They are wrapping around, and the Tech 9 from Docia's going to find the kill here. Is so close this game. Next with a good headshot, tries a little bit more. Up on short, he's going to get the second kill. Speedy with 2, and Speedy with a triple kill at the end. Take down Docia, Flamey, and Kucha. And that is no problem at all. That's the kind of round that the German team needed. Now they are tied once again. This is getting really scary for HellRaisers, because they're running out of money. There was no bomb plant that round.
There was no bomb plant that round. That's the important bit right there. 13-13 now, tied up. And this is well within striking distance for Penta to close this map at this point. HellRaisers are going to go for the round of eco. No surprise there. I mean, not getting that bomb plant is crucial. It gives them a bonus $800 for every member on the map if they were to lose that round. So the fact that they are going to not get that bonus money is really going to have an impact here. It's all about them now saving and basically trying to keep Penta off that 15th round. They don't want this to go into like an overtime situation if it has to.
13-13 currently being the score. It says 6-5 on top. It's because we're missing the rounds from the first half, but we are trying to do the maths in our head, hard as it might be, to keep you guys up to date. These pistols, I'd
actually like to see Angel hand that pistol off to one of his healthier teammates right now. The fact that he's sitting with 19 HP kind of makes me a little leery.
I would have loved to have seen HellRaisers have one flashbang. Oh, that's
very well done, Angel. Very well done.
I think they should have invested $200 into one flashbang. That can make such a big difference.
Oh, this is scary. Crystal just mad spray. He has to run and gun. Get out of there in one piece, and he does manage to get the job done. Takes out 2, may get a 3rd, but then next steps in, starts collecting the frags. Easy as you like. Kocher now the last man alive here, but this is looking like a fantastic anti-eco round here for Penta. Just what they need to keep their money healthy.
And how much they can do at this point, and that's that 3 rounds in a row where Penta has lost maybe 1 person in 3 rounds. I think they had 2 consecutive perfect rounds here, and the scoreboard here, the bank really shows it. And that's what the only thing Penta's been struggling for this whole second half, just trying to get to the point where they could lose a round and still buy. So I would say right now there's a really strong chance that the German team is going to end up taking this. And that would be a really big result for them. On LAN against HellRaisers, even if it's a new team, they should still be proud of that.
Oh, certainly.
It's not done yet.
I mean, these are 2 top 8 teams for DreamHack Winter as well to consider. So
yeah,
this is starting to really be a big performance here for Penta at least. HellRaisers are still not out of it, however. After ecoing that last round, now they go for the rifle buys. And when they've had the nades, when they've had the gear, they have had some success. So we have to see if they're quite done yet. They're being very, very careful up here in the apartments, checking all the angles to make sure that nobody is lurking for Penta. Penta, in the meantime, have taken fairly passive holds of their own. Crystal's kind of hanging around Arch, but he can quickly back up towards Library if he needs to from this position.
14-13 scoreline. Just another 2 rounds from Penta, and they're gonna be home safe, at least for their first match in the group stage. HellRaisers looking for that one opening if they can get it. They do have a lot of smokes here, so they could just smoke out all of pit, which right now actually would be a really, really nice idea considering the setup that Penta are going for. Got 1 guy up on the balcony and 1 guy down in pit, and both of those people can end up having a very hard time doing anything if the smokes land correctly. But doesn't seem like that's... Oh, there's 1 smoke down pit actually. Yeah, they are going to go for it. Maybe they could even plant in that smoke that's just gone down in the bomb site as well. HellRaisers. This is probably the round that's going to settle this map. And it's going to start off with Speedy next to follow up. It's all crumbling. Angel, he gets only the 1 kill. They did plant in that smoke up front, kind of like we've seen Fnatic do in the past, but it doesn't work anywhere nearly as well as they had expected.
Those perfect anti-flashes from Penta. Completely blind as they were trying to walk up short there. HellRaisers, they did get the plant. They got a man into the smoke onto that site, getting that bomb down, but the rest of his teammates were perma-blind. By the time they were able to take a fight, Penta were already prepared. They knew what the situation was. They were able to set up properly and just get the frags that they know that they should be able to pick up in that situation. So Penta looking fantastic. HellRaisers, they really have to be struggling at this point, and it's so close now.
15-13. HellRaisers, at least they had the bomb down, so they could still buy. Crystal going for a peek second mid. He does some significant damage to Angel, and a little bit more with the grenade, but he also took just about as much as he dished out. So overall, I don't know. I mean, at least it keeps HellRaisers watching. Doja picks up the 1. He's going to keep going here, tries to fight Speedy, but he ends up burning alive. Oh, Dennis, sorry. And Speedy's going to take down Flamey, and now things are looking very bad. This could finish right now. They're throwing in a 3-on-4, and they've almost no grenades left. This is going to be down to raw aim skill from HellRaisers.
Basically, that one flash right there. It's the money flash for Angel. He's got it equipped right now. I mean, this is so scary for HellRaisers. And look at Crystal just lying in wait. HellRaisers, they're checking this angle, though. Kucher, he's watching. Adrian, however, this could be a free kill. Adrian checks it. He walks in. They turn away, and Crystal gets the double frag, and that is it. Angel is now the last man alive here for HellRaisers. 1v4, 35 seconds left. He spots out Spitty, and he knows Crystal is close.
Very impressive here. No chance really for Angel to do much. I mean, he's going to have to go and pick up the bomb, fight 3 people, all in 20 seconds. So the German team, I mean, it's the first time almost in global offensive history that we've seen a German team be able to compete this much on land against top teams. Angel goes down, and Penta, they take the first map of the group stage on Inferno. Well played. Yeah,
very well played. That is it. Despite all of the hangups, the pauses, the repeated pauses that we continue to have throughout this match, they were able to keep their cool and at the end grind HellRaisers rather into oblivion, back down.
Very impressive. I mean, that first half in itself was a big statement. You finish 8-7, you get 7 rounds on the terrorist side. It's hard to deal with.
So talking with Struckster in the break as well about that, it's you know what they used to do with us too, right? Where it's like, we'll start CT and get warmed up. It's the first map of the tournament. You know, we just want to get some rounds on the board and see how things go. That's what they were doing for Inferno. It's just, you know what? Let's start T side. Let's see if we can get some rounds on the board. Let's get warmed up, and that way we'll have our head on, right? Head on straight when we move into our CT half. Yeah. So that's what it was all about. And I mean, it worked wonders for them. 7 rounds on their T side. It couldn't have gone better for their first map of the day here for Penta.
Well,
and we were close, Anders, as far as the scores were concerned.
Yeah,
we were
you
close.
almost. I mean, you were one round
off.
Yeah. No, credit to that. That's them. I mean, it was, and I think actually the community had it right as well. I was checking sort of the betting tendencies, and people said it was close to 50-50. So they weren't wrong either. But Penta, I mean, still, I think Penta's surprising a lot of people.
I think Penta are definitely going to be a team now to watch. A few more months. Yeah. I mean, now that they have, they have that top 8 finish, they're going to be able to get that support as well from the sticker capsules. I mean, it's a great scenario right now for Penta to just buckle down, focus on their game, and really show us something big for the next major.
And it's super cool for the German scene as well, because actually the German Counter-Strike scene is super strong. It's just that most of the German Counter-Strike action happens within the ESL EPS, which is not bad, but it's cool to see it like spilling out slowly, and that's great news. I mean,
all right. Well, I believe we are ready. I'm getting the thumbs up from Fifth, so it's looking good. But we're going to go ahead and hand it over to our analyst S now. Richard, take it away.
So thanks a lot for that, Anders and Semler. Just want to get this said right at the get-go, because it's not often I get to be smug when I make my predictions, but told you guys. I said they were going to win, and they won, because they're the better team. And I knew it all along. And you guys are going to be experts, and you suck.
I mean, that's why you get paid the big bucks, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true.
Actually, my dressing room was rubbish compared to yours. So.
Oh, really? I mean, we still have to give you one, right?
Yeah. No,
okay, this first game.
I won't get another one right all tournament, but let's start on a high. So
yeah.
But it was a close game. I mean, we definitely knew that much. We knew it was going to be close. There was a lot of back and forth between the two teams. At one point, with the delays, it looked like maybe Penta had lost that momentum, and HellRaisers were coming back into it. Some great individual play, a great opening game of the tournament, but in the end, I think Penta deserved the win. What was your guys' take on it?
You want to start? Should I start?
Oh, go ahead.
No, but I mean, when you, especially HellRaisers, you either have them hot or you have them cold.
Yeah.
This was obviously them being cold, especially in the beginning. They didn't get that many seed rounds, especially on a seed side of map like Inferno. Coming in, obviously, Penta was playing really good on their T side. Then you started getting a few bit of a delay and whatever, and we were talking about
the gremlins in the system.
Yeah, and we were talking about, okay, well, which team benefits more from these delays? And I said HellRaisers, because clearly they're under, they had a bad CT side, they need some time to relax here a little bit, maybe talk things through, and then you have a team like Penta, probably, their momentum probably got a little bit colder. And you saw they started losing some rounds. It was looking pretty close there at a certain point in the game. It was like 12-12, and then Penta just started managing, grinding out some rounds, and they ended up winning. But overall, I was quite surprised by Penta. They play good. Inferno is probably by far their best map, which again, nothing from HellRaisers. But I think when you actually come in, when you play a team, I wouldn't really call Penta underdogs, but when you play a team that you haven't played that much before, especially knowing that, okay, we just played them 8 or 9 days ago on this map, we lost 16-8, there would probably be a good chance to actually just veto that map, play another one that you know, because they won on Mirage and they won on Cash, I believe, lost on Inferno in that best of 3 during Starladder. Why take the gamble? Why even go for Inferno when you know that, okay, well, they can actually play this map and they beat us in a pretty nice fashion as well?
I'll ask Marcus, you're the old head here, technically, I mean, apart from me, obviously, but the old professional head. Why do you think they went ahead and played Inferno, given that they had lost on that map, you know, just 8-9 days ago, as Fifth says?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because they thought they had figured out what they would do this game. Maybe they knew something about Penta that they would fix for this game, but obviously it didn't happen.
Maybe it was their plan to DDoS the server.
Probably not. I hope not.
No, but I mean, everyone is stubborn, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a team that's like, okay, they beat us on this map before, no, we're not going to let them do it again. Let's just beat them. That's the thinking of a lot of players, especially if you play them online and it's like, okay, well, these guys, these are trash offline. We're going to show them that we're the better team. And then they end up losing, and it's probably hurting them right now, because right now, well, I mean, the Virtus Pro versus Vulgaire game is still live, I think. It's still ongoing.
We don't have an update on that yet. We will bring that to everybody at home very, very soon, as we know what's happening with Virtus Pro and Vulgaire. But you're right. I mean, I've got no idea what this result does in the grand scheme of things within this group. I think Marcus, it throws it wide open.
Yeah, it does indeed.
I felt Penta could get through this group, and I stand by that based on what I've seen.
Yeah, from what we've seen right now, it's a big chance. I mean, we'll see.
So, I mean, I think Virtus Pro were in the lead. I think against Vulgaire. I mean, I think that's not really a surprise to anybody. That was the last we heard of it. I think they had a few gremlins as well. I don't think it was just that one game we broadcast. But you know, if Penta can play against Virtus Pro and catch them in one of their off moods, I mean, Penta could even go ahead and top the group here, couldn't they?
I mean, they could, especially if Virtus Pro lets, say, Inferno slide. Then we're going to see another Inferno game where, you know, Penta, they're a solid team, right?
Yes.
And if they end up winning, or even if they play a close game versus Virtus Pro, they're a team to look out for. But again, it's the first map.
Absolutely. I don't want to get too carried away, but I think it's worth noting that when we were at the A Split Invitational, Virtus Pro was saying we consider Penta to be one of the teams to beat. That's the team we're looking at. They didn't even give Reason Gaming, you know, the Danes at the time, much thought, actually. They were like, no, we think we'll probably end up playing Penta. They actually gave them a lot of respect. Yeah. And I just wonder now, you know, it's interesting. I'm really glad it throws it wide open. And obviously HellRaisers, I mean, they know the guys in Virtus Pro very well. You know, that's a game that's going to be pretty crazy as well.
Yeah, if they end up playing each other.
Yeah,
right now,
if they do, we don't know that for
sure.
I
mean, my odds right now is that Virtus Pro will beat Vulgaire, so Vulgaire and HellRaisers will play each other in the lower bracket, and you have Penta versus Virtus Pro in the winner bracket, and that I think that's going to be a good game. And then obviously, and obviously the loser of that game will play the winner between HellRaisers and Vulgaire. So I think we might actually see a rematch, HellRaisers versus Penta, later on during the day.
Penta is probably really stoked now after winning, so they're probably coming into the next game with a real big confidence.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. So just some final thoughts about that then. You know, I'll ask you first, Marcus. I mean, you know, disappointing obviously for HellRaisers, but positive stuff for Penta. Did anyone really stand out? Anyone that you think deserves some special plaudits or mentions?
Not really. It seemed like they played all good. It wasn't really a specific person that played a lot better than anyone else. So it was a team effort.
And what about you, Robin? Any final thoughts?
Just looking at Penta, the one player that actually comes to mind for me, not just during this game, but overall in that team, would be Nex. He's the new well, I wouldn't really call him up-and-comer, but he's really the impact guy in that team. And when he's playing good, he was pretty solid during this first game. But in order for Penta to actually keep on moving forward in the tournament, he needs to be on point. And you saw that a little bit in the first game. He had a few nice rounds. He did, like all of them, did actually a solid job. Speedy as well, and also Strux was actually pretty.
Maybe if Crystal is always if he's on point with his op as well.
Yeah, so you have good players in that team, but the one person for me at least in that team to look out for would be Nex.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping he can step it up and do something in this tournament, because he is a phenomenal talent. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for your thoughts. Really appreciate it. We're going to cut to a commercial now, guys. So we are going to be right back here at the ASUS Republic of Gamers Winter Invitational in just a moment. See you then.